In this video we're going to look at the site capture, and before we do that we're just going to talk about the life cycles to understand what capture is about. So TIDBO is designed as a full life cycle platform which is about design, build and operation. So any given site at any point in time is in one of those stages. And a key approach with TIDBO is about creating the digital twin of the physical network and a 3D platform, and that delivers many benefits, of course: speed, cost reduction, automation, etc. And a critical factor in delivering a digital twin is maintaining the integrity between the virtual and the actual sites and network. So the question is how to maintain integrity between the virtual and the actual, because that is the foundation. If you can't get that right, then trust will be eroded and the system will fall down. So the key is that all field activity, whichever stage it is, design, build or operations, it must use some kind of field to BIM, and in many ways TIDBO is essentially a BIM approach. BIM for telecoms is what we often call it. And so basically a field to BIM approach is quite simply that you do in any of the on-site activities are recorded back into the central database via a digital capture tool. And so we're going to describe some of that process here. So in the TIDBO digitization approach, there are essentially three capture types. We have the TIDBO Mobile App, which is we're going to look in detail in this slide deck, and we have the 360 photography and the 3D laser scan. Now I just want to stress that the 360 photography and the 3D laser scan are typically used only at the initial digitization of the site. So in the future, unless there's been a significant change to the site itself, maybe some actual works have happened on site, unless that happens, you really are looking at the TIDBO mobile app for all subsequent field to BIM, and it's such a convenient, easy to use device that you're going to see in a few moments. So a very important point here to make is that this entire process, when we're looking at the initial digitalization, is the equipment is very easy to use. You're going to see that in a moment. It's very quick to capture, and the initial capture times are actually similar to MSVs, and we're actually working towards throughputs that are actually faster than typical MSVs. And a huge issue or benefit here is that the process will require only 1 to 2 people on site, and then those who need to access and understand the site will have access to all of the depth of information via the a mobile phone, via laptop, iPad, etc. As TIDBO is a cloud-based solution. So as you say, all field events will be done by the mobile app. We'll use the mobile app. So now let's look at the mobile app. So the app itself is very intuitive and easy to use. It integrates with the workflow tool. So wherever in the workflow there are actual site activities, these are automatically assigned to the relevant person under whatever the assignment rules are. And we'll look at workflow separately, not in this particular demonstration. The activity types will have specialized situation. For example, you will have design surveys, and we can have multiple different design survey templates easily set up. Also, example, handover and acceptance, and every operations event as well. So each particular type of survey, so for example a design survey, will be broken down into individual captures. So for example there might be an electrical a capture, a steelwork capture, etc. right through right through health and safety and any of those topics that we need to add. Within the tool we're developing specialized functionality for each of those different captures. For example, in the steelwork we're adding steel libraries, and we're adding functionality where, for example, the user can take a photo and then start to use annotation tools and quickly and easily dimension and validate the sizes of steelwork. So the data itself is directly uploaded to the TIDBO and customer databases. That's all done via APIs. And with some of this data, it will actually auto-populate the 3D model. So for example, when it comes to cabinet capture, we have a graphical interface that pulls down the latest config that the system, the database understands for the site, and the user on site will validate the various cards, etc., will append and will capture through barcode or whatever, will capture the individual assets, and will update and leave site with an updated configuration or layout of the cabinet. That in turn will automatically populate the various cards with the appended data in the 3D. So if you click on a card in the 3D model, you will be able to access the survey data, serial number, and all of the information that can be linked on into that, as well as obviously seeing photographs and things like that. So the whole system will be integrated with the OSS, and if we can't integrate with OSS, we will have a facility to import an OSS output before site, so that you're going to site with the latest understanding of the site. So here we're going to quickly look at the mobile app, just to give a very quick run through on screen. So here we can see opening up the app, and now we see a job scheduled to the operator. The operator then is going to start or accept the job. The job is now started, and then these initial quick steps we can see here on the right, and it's going to confirm the login to the client application. Now we're going to review the specific RAMs and confirm those, and we can view the attached RAMs. In this instance, it's a design, and so the the dynamic risk assessment is being completed here, and we can see the steps that are completed so far. When it comes to access, we expect the operatives to confirm or amend existing information, because access is plagued with poor information, and there's a lot of time wasted across site visits due to poor access information. So then we'll also look for a photo sequence from the entrance to the roof. And now we're into an individual capture, which is to do with a sector A. So this is one example of just how we feed into that. So at any stage we can add notes, can take additional photos, and the operative can do an on-site review of the job. Now I'm going to just very briefly look at the desktop side of things, and a key point here is that the majority of this is actually automated via the workflow. Again, we're going to talk about workflow in a separate presentation, but the site activities are automatically created, and we'll have data pushed out to the app so that the operative on site has data coming down through the app, and the data he captures is pushed back into the database. So jobs are assigned via the workflow, and they can be different job types: surveys, routine maintenance, inspections, handover acceptance, etc. So as jobs are completed on site, they're signed off for validation. So now we're going to look at the 360 photography. So we currently use a specialized camera which costs around £5,000 to £6,000 sterling. It delivers rapid capture. It's very easy to use, single button click. 4 minutes 20 seconds per capture. The data is processed and hosted on the TIDBO platform in 24 hours, and we also use the data, the 360 in the magic bubbles. I'm just going to look at the magic bubbles very quickly right now. So the magic bubbles, here we see on a site we've just turned on. This is a new site. We've turned on the magic bubbles. We can see there's 3 of them. Going to go inside one of them now, and the transparency is at 0. So we're teleported inside that magic bubble. Now we're just adjusting transparency about 50%, and here we can see the transparency at 100%. So it's highly valuable and validates the accuracy of the model, with the existing with the environment. Here we can see, this is just a screenshot of the same 360 which is hosted on the platform. You can access this from your phone, loads in a few seconds, so it's fantastic, and you can zoom whereas you can't zoom in the magic bubbles in the 3D tool. So very quickly then we're going to look at the 3D laser scan. There's been huge advances in equipment. The laser scanners are now very easy to use, A few years ago you would have had to be, been a qualified land surveyor to be able to use these, but these now deliver comprehensive capture, and TIDBO have tested many different scanners and will continue to do so, because there's huge developments still going on in scanning, and we will advise suppliers. The big thing with the laser scan is it's ideal for modelling, and as you can see from this image on the right, it's almost like looking at a photograph. That's the density of points you can get. Another big factor with point cloud and laser scanning is that some scanners can deliver long range, which means that you can actually you can scan difficult to access locations. So that's the TIDBO data capture. So until the next presentation, thank you.